Hello, and welcome everybody back to another episode of the. Why are you staring like that? Of the Film
I'm
Cave.
so excited.
We have a lot to talk about.
We have a ton to talk about.
That's Casey. I'm Steve. Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so first we gotta talk about the massive amount of big released trailers that have hit the World Wide Web this week.
Yes.
So yeah, why don't you start off? What's the first one you want to talk about?
Well, I watched the Terminator one, so I'm done watching any more trailers for that.
I haven't watched it
And
because I don't care much for it.
and then the Star Wars one, of course.
Right.
So I caught that one at work. That was a huge one.
It was.
I mean, it's awesome. It's fantastic. It's another great teaser.
Mm-hmm.
Until
not
too much, no. And it still shows a lot of the new characters.
Right.
And it's kind of building that new fan base.
Yep.
I mean, because the fan base is locked in. Like, we're all ready to go see that.
Right.
What the hell is the point of putting Han Solo and
Right.
Chewie at the very end as like a little wink?
Right.
Like, did we forget who they were?
Right.
Like,
did we not
did
think
we not
that they were
know?
going to be in the movie?
Yeah, like, do we not know who? Like, we needed a reminder
Right.
of who Han
We
Solo
know.
and
Well,
Chewie
no, it's not even that.
freaking are.
It's not even who they are, but are they in the movie? We know they're in the movie. Why do we need to see 2 seconds of him talking about them being? Why?
Exactly.
It was pointless. It was a pointless part
It's
of
like-
it. Could have cut that part off. Didn't need it, and they would have been fine.
Right, and it was awesome up to that point.
Mhm.
And I mean, like, I'm sure, like, I don't know. I guess some classic fans probably like just really dug it to be like, oh yeah,
Well,
like,
right,
you know,
but
just. But we don't
totally
need a
unnecessary.
reminder of who they are. Like, this, we're already lined up. Like,
Mhm.
you don't have to treat us like idiots.
Right. Too much.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, come on.
I just hope that
It's just silly.
in the coming up trailers that there's, because I was kind of hoping for some kind of like lightsaber fighting, right? But then they did that, and it totally took me out of it, and now I don't want to watch anymore. Like, because I'm afraid they're gonna ruin it like they did with showing them two in it, as if we didn't know they were gonna be in it.
Right. Well, I feel like I'm good. I'm done. I'm good till it comes out in December.
Yep.
I don't need to see 6 more trailers.
Nope.
Like this, just beating us over the head with one trailer after another trailer and spoiling every cool scene in the movie.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
It is.
I mean, give us 1 or 2 teasers and maybe an international trailer, and rope in that international audience, which is going to be there anyways, and then leave it alone.
But I think on the other end, it is like super slow for movies theatrical releases coming out in theaters since Fast and Furious. Fast and Furious has been the biggest, obviously, of the year, and before that, after that, there hasn't been much of anything to compare to that much of a blockbuster. And so I think it's kind of like it's such a slow season right now until Age of Ultron.
Right.
They're just trying to get something going, some kind of buzz going, some kind of talk on the internet, rather than just saying, they want to see what's coming up next, and that's what they're doing.
Yeah, I know.
But it's too much.
It is. It's too much, and they just trailers. The amount of trailers these days, it's mind-boggling.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not even the amount of
even...
trailers, but it's the amount of the same, of just a new footage on a new trailer. So you see the old footage, and then they add in this extra scene. So it's the same thing added with 10 seconds more of scene. And then they release the featurettes. And so you see scenes from the movie, you see the featurette of this person, you see the featurette of this person, and then it's just more and more footage. So you're basically just really revealing the whole movie.
Once 5 trailers have come out, then you're right. Then they have the featurettes on all the characters and the different actors, and then they have clips from the actual movies of all the cool, like,
the stuff that you don't want to see, the stuff that you want to be excited to go see when you see it in theaters.
Exactly.
And the worst of that has been Ultron. They've had a featurette on each character, so each character has a 2-minute featurette of them in the movie. So then you're saying even
can I enjoy a little bit of a lead up to the movie without everything
so when you go
being
see it, you're
spoiled?
like, oh, I saw that part and that part and that part and that part and that part.
Yeah.
Like, what am I here for?
Yeah, I just it makes me so angry.
Right.
And I mean, the good thing about these being on the internet is we can choose what not to watch and
Right.
and what you can watch it if you want to, and that's
and
it's just so typical of our society right now, and it's just like, what can you do for me now, and show more now.
Right.
I want like
it needs to happen now because
Right.
of the internet, and it used to be back in the day before much was on the internet or even the internet at all. You would see the trailers in the theaters, and it wouldn't be too much, and it wouldn't be featurettes, and it wouldn't be all this extra stuff that you could see instantly. You had to go to the theater and you watched it, and they talked about that. They talked about releasing the Batman vs Superman trailer in the Age of Ultron. Was it Age of Ultron?
I think on Mad Max.
On Mad Max,
Yeah.
So I was like excited to go see that with that, and then it's already on the internet. A month before they talked about it.
Right.
So now we've seen it. So now it's
and
why would they even announce that they were going to?
It's frustrating when. I mean, the short answer, why are there so many trailers? Money, right? I mean, these are blockbuster movies that the film production companies have, they're all in on. So they have to pay a ton of money for this publicity, and I mean, these built-in audiences, they're there. I'm gonna implode. And it's tough too, because there are some trailers I'm gonna want to see that are for independent movies or movies I've never heard of, foreign films, things like that, where it's like, okay, this trailer, like there's one trailer for this movie
because it doesn't need it.
Right.
Expanding on the whole trailer thing. So the other trailers that came out were Fantastic Four, I took it upon myself to try and watch all the trailers that came out where Casey was done. He was so ready to implode, but I wanted to watch them just for the sake of talking about it. So the Fantastic Four trailer came out. Did you watch that one?
No.
Okay, so he hasn't watched that one. That one was actually pretty good. It didn't reveal too much, but I think that I would want to not see any more because it's going to start giving away too much.
I was okay after the first teaser.
You see a little glimpse. You see a little glimpse of Doctor Doom, like short. You don't even. It's barely a glimpse, which is good. They need to keep that down.
Yeah.
You see some of the thing, a little too much of the thing that I think that needed to be shown, and then you see more of the scenes like you saw from the first trailer. So it needs to stop. That's enough. It's not enough. People are gonna go see it. It's a little more. It's a little on the down low based, compared to like the Marvel ones, the big Marvel ones that are coming out.
Right.
This is a little more independent.
And I love that.
Right. And I think it's good. And it shows in the trailer, and it's gonna show in the movie, and people are gonna go watch it and
like just from seeing the first teaser, which was plenty for me. The tone is darker.
Right. And you can tell.
The acting is going to be more grounded.
Mm-hmm.
The looks of everything
doesn't look too campy.
Not campy at all. But like when they get their powers, like painful. Mm-hmm. Like it's going to hurt.
Right.
Like it should. And so I mean I'm good. And then and then Jurassic World. A new trailer was released for that.
So Jurassic World, that's another thing. So I watched that one in case you didn't watch that one, which is I think a good thing. It basically was it basically told you the whole movie, what's going to happen, how it happens. It shows you the big reveal already, which was the big genetically, modified dinosaur. You see that. And so it's like, what am I going for? And at this point, am I going to see the dinosaur that was, supposed to be not seen before? Like, that's the big reveal, but you already saw it. And then you see the whole premise of the movie. Yeah. Like the whole thing, it's almost like I saw.
Leave some mystery to the movies. I'm gonna go see it. You don't need to reveal
everything.
This huge amount of this genetically made dinosaur that's new to this particular movie. Mm-hmm. I want to be surprised. I want to be, excited going into this movie and get wrapped up in the story as it develops on screen in the theater for the first time. Right. So I was about to watch the trailer. And our good friend Chris, who's probably our number one fan, thanks Chris. He posted that he watched it, and now it's like my opinion is like kind of changing about this movie. I don't really know. I mean, of course, I'm going to still go see it.
And so that's what I'm saying. So like with having the Fantastic Four trailer, if they reveal more of it, I'm afraid it's gonna change what you think the tone of the movie is. They might show a little bit more campiness of it, and I'm like, that's not what it's supposed to be about. I don't think that's what it's gonna be about, and I'm afraid it's gonna ruin it. Just like that.
And if there's a little bit of camp thrown in there, like that, we can
but
discover
to change
while the story
enough
unfolds,
to change enough to change the tone or how you think the movie. Because I thought Jurassic World was gonna be one thing when I saw the teaser and then the first trailer, and now that I've seen this, it's like I think I've already seen this movie.
I'll go I'm thinking it's gonna kick ass and it's gonna be cool.
It might even change, right? Me going to see it.
If it's disappointing afterwards, like but
I'll bet you I'll have a different view of it, seeing what I've seen so far.
Right, and then
than you.
It's one thing to skip over it online. And you're skimming Facebook and you can pass over it and not watch anything, or you see friends post things and maybe say don't watch it, or
like how Chris posted
exactly.
his thoughts,
but
just his thoughts.
When
necessarily
it's
what
in
it
theaters
was.
in front of a big movie, what do I do then? Like I can't just ignore it forever. Teasers were awesome, like in the 70s, for like look at the original Star Wars. It had lines around the blocks of movie theaters for weeks.
Right.
And Close Encounters of the Third Kind, like that didn't give away anything, but the teaser just hooks you and sucks you in and be like, what is that movie? I really want to go see that, and it doesn't show anything, and
doesn't need to. It doesn't need to. That's the point. Is
right, but that they don't need to now, especially
even more because
you have. Batman versus Superman. I'm there.
for sure.
I don't this teaser, which they also just released.
It's a short one.
It's short. It doesn't give away any real story.
Right, but you kind of see what you want to see. You see Superman, you see Batman a little bit, not like a full thing. You don't see him fighting. You kind of see glimpses of this and that of what's you kind of get an idea of what it's going to be about or what the struggle is going to be. That's it. That's all you need to see.
Yeah,
you still got to wait a while. You still got to wait till next year.
Yeah, next March.
So
we still have 10 months, so they'll probably release like 6 more trailers
and then featurettes and all that.
Yeah, and featurettes, and it's like I'm good after that teaser. Like Batman, Superman, I'm in. Like I don't need. I'm gonna go and just see the story develop. Again, like at that first screen.
Right. So then the other trailer that came out that I enjoyed watching was Tomorrowland. So I watched that, and it revealed a little more of Clooney's character and I'm not sure what her character's name is.
Her name's Casey.
In her character name is Casey?
Yeah.
So it reveals more of Casey's thing and how the pin works and that kind of stuff. And it revealed like another part of it that I was excited to see, that it's a little bit more of like, it's a lot of action, a lot of suspense, which I had no idea what it was going to be about. And now I get a little more sense of it, and I'm good. Like, it doesn't reveal too much. It kind of gives you more excited to see what it can reveal, because it didn't reveal too much, but it was good. I liked it, and that's what I need to see.
Did we highlight that one in like our top 5 like most anticipated summer movies? Yeah. Okay. I thought so, because I love the mystery that's been built up around this movie.
Right.
And like nothing is leaked.
Right. And they're doing a good job of it
like
too.
The first teaser again, like the first teaser, that was enough. Like I'm hooked. So I was like, I skipped this new teaser too, and I'm glad it doesn't give very much away.
I think it's a full trailer, but it gives away some. It shows quick glimpses of some cool scenes that are going to be in it with the special effects and that kind of stuff. And I think it did what it needed to do, and that's all you need to see. And it's coming out, and it comes out soon, so it's not like that. You got to wait a whole year and see 8 other trailers, whatever. So so I'm excited. And it should be good.
This one has come out a little bit more appropriately, closer to its release date, and I mean they might have done like some sort of online tease,
which is interesting
like
because
last year,
which is interesting because it's not one of those big huge Marvel movies or necessarily blockbuster movies that they're trying to like just push out all this information about. It's a lesser kind of movie. It's not. It's not a sequel or prequel or franchise or that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? It's a standalone, and it does well, and it comes out soon. And they've done 2 trailers, and it comes out in like a month, and that's all we need to see, and that's fine.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic.
Like, that's how they should do it.
I love the mystery, and it just seems a little bit old fashioned, which is fantastic, and an original, which has now become a risk film.
Oh yeah,
like
sure.
Because It's not based on anything that we've seen before.
Which is all we've seen. I mean, I think for like the past 4 years, maybe even 5 years, like it's been, you know, what's the sequel, prequel, you know, reboot movie that's gonna come out. It hasn't.
Right.
There hasn't been too many big, you know, movies that have been original like this one.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that has its own draw to it, and I think that they need to kind of go back to that and stop rely on that.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I agree.
And so,
Yeah.
unless there's something else, they also released a huge list. Buena Vista or Disney has released a huge, gigantic list of what's coming out for like the next 4 years. That has something to do with this whole thing too. It has to do with what can you do for me now, right?
Right.
What can you do for me now? What can you tell me is going to come out, you know, next month, next year, the year after that, the year after that? I want to know what's coming out in 4 years.
Right.
Really? You need to know
Yeah.
what's coming out in 4 years. So they released a list. It has about 20
So Disney,
movies.
it includes Marvel, Pixar, Disney Animation, Buena Vista.
Mhm.
So,
So a little
few
bit of
Spielberg movies. One coming out in October this year, Bridge of Spies. And Spielberg's doing the BFG, and then probably Ready Player One.
right,
You know,
after
that will probably be
couple years.
in there. I don't know if that's Disney or whatnot, but so
It's like
I
it's
mean, everything is
Universal.
just like, you know, lumped in there.
Right. So so it's a whole list of 20 plus movies, and they all have, and you know, I would think obviously this year and next year are pretty locked in,
Oh yeah.
and then they have 2017, 2018, and even, you know, 2019. I think, and they have like the day that's gonna come
Oh, yeah.
out. You know what
Mhm.
I mean?
Yeah.
Why do we need to know? You know, I mean, I know that Marvel released their whole like Phase 3, Phase 2, next movie coming out, this one, and since then they've switched things around. So it's not even like it's locked in. They just want you to know that we're working on these movies. We don't have a director, we don't have a writer, we don't have nothing with these movies. We just want you to know, to get excited about these movies that we know nothing about yet.
Right.
We're still
Like,
working on
it
movies
just-
that haven't come out yet,
Mhm.
and now we're releasing more movies that are coming out in 4 years, and it has to do with, you know,
Well, yeah, and
I want to
it's-
see what's coming out
Right,
now.
and it's almost like a pissing contest now of who can go further out and pick the
with
the
Marvel
biggest,
and DC,
you know,
right?
the dates
Mhm.
of these are probably all like summer or fall.
Yep.
You know, like in
Well, yeah,
like
so you got
Christmas time
November,
or
and then you got summer, and then
you've
you
got Thanksgiving. Those big release
couple
dates. And it's just, you know, there's all these huge juggernauts now that have to pick, you know, from 4 or 5 years, these release dates that
Mhm.
some of them will get moved around, I'm sure. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
bump up or back.
They've already
go
done that
back
with
or-
Marvel movies. They've bumped around these other movies because of, you know, people leaving or coming or going or
Yeah.
whatever like that. And
Yeah,
it's,
exactly. So, you know, and then it's just like a target, and you know, I mean, some of them further
But it's
further
like-
away, like
a target like a
hopefully they'll
mile
put-
down the road that you're trying to throw something at. That's like, you know, it's too much.
Well, hopefully
It's-
they put more time and quality into it.
hopefully.
You know, hopefully.
Less
for-
trailers, more quality in the
Yeah.
movies, right?
Exactly. And and the other thing, like going back to the Age of Ultron, it hasn't even come out yet.
Mm-mm.
Like, we're going to see it next week, and I'm psyched.
All night.
But now online, it's like when it comes out on Blu-ray, there's going to be a ton of
Blu-ray?
deleted scenes.
Well, of course
Like-
there is.
Are you serious? Can we just enjoy the freaking movie? You know, like,
yeah.
come on, like, what are you talking about the Blu-ray for? That's months away. Like,
It's like,
you know,
you know,
we've already
we-
been anticipating the movie in theaters for
Right.
a year.
Do we not know that there's going to be a bunch of deleted scenes? Like, of
You know,
course
it's
there
like-
is.
Who cares?
Why is that a big deal? Why is that newsworthy?
No.
Why is the Blu-ray of a movie that's not even out in theaters yet newsworthy? Why?
Yeah, it's sad that like everything is just kind of following the money trail.
Mm-hmm. And like, okay, so something just popped in my head. So you mentioned last week about Ex Machina
Yes.
or Ex
Ex
Machina,
Machina.
Machina.
Machina. Yeah.
That it had the highest grossing of a what is it called?
Like a limited
A
release.
limited
Yeah.
release in history.
Mhm.
How much news about that did you hear? That's pretty effing impressive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And not much.
For a movie, and it's getting good
the
reviews.
trailers didn't
People like
give
it.
away anything.
No,
you know?
and it actually comes out this week in Salt Lake, and we are definitely going to see that because it looks amazing.
Finally, a movie to come out.
You know, this kind of thing will just it gets kind of swept under a trailer for a movie that's going to come out next year. You know what I mean? It's a little bit ridiculous. Why? And why do we gotta stop focusing on stuff that's coming out in years to come and focus on what's out in theaters right now? Go see
promote some of the
movie.
smaller stuff too, like a little, but I mean, I give them props. Like the trailer for that like sci-fi movie looks really cool and very intriguing.
Original.
Original? Exactly.
Really?
Going back to that, that scary word, original film, like,
and it's obviously a well-made movie.
It's crazy that Hollywood
and
is afraid of unknowns and, like, take a risk. Every once in a while.
You guys have enough, I mean, they make enough money, why can't they take a risk every once in a while with an independent, and make it well. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So we're going to end... or wrap up, I guess, get closer to ending, with some new Beauty and the Beast news.
That's right.
Melanie,
hopefully you're still watching.
I don't know if you're, hopefully you're watching. We haven't seen any comments lately. So
we have some news. So we have two different actors. One big one, or I don't know, the bigger one, Ewan McGregor. Ewan McGregor has signed on for Lumiere.
French candelabra.
Played by a British
lot
actor.
Chris mentioned this. There's a lot of British actors and actresses.
And I responded with
that's set in France.
What kind of a French? Who's a big French actor that would draw this kind of
kind of
attention? Yeah,
Chris mentioned Jean Dujardin. Whatever his name. How would you say that in French? Oui. He would have been amazing to play Lumiere. He won an Oscar for The Artist.
No, yeah, I mean, I get it. I get what he's getting at, but
But
who wants? I mean,
I don't know. I mean, I guess who. Maybe it's not going to be taking place in France. Maybe it's going to be England. I don't know.
Could be. So he was cast as Lumiere, and then Stanley Tucci actually just got cast. He doesn't have a part.
He's a piano.
Is he
He's
going
like
to be a
a
piano?
grand piano or something. They're going to put in a new song.
Right. So it's like a new character. They're just making up new characters for this movie so they can get people to sign on, and he was happy to do it.
And I'm still intrigued. Like, how are they going to do this? Like.
Yeah, and that one actually has a release date.
That's March of 2017.
2 years from now, early 2 years from now, when they already have cast.
And then right after that will be the next Fast and Furious movie.
Yeah.
Which I think they could have stopped. Like $1 billion.
Stop. How can you stop after the highest grossing movie
of
the year?
Because it's money.
17 days and made $1 billion.
But what a perfect way to go out.
Okay, so then we talked about that. So okay.
When is enough enough?
It's not.
Like it just. I mean, I know it's money, and the fans want more, and Vin Diesel's excited to make more, which is cool.
Right.
Which is great.
Which
they had the perfect way to end it.
Oh right, and it ended perfectly. But I mean, it could have ended perfectly because of Paul Walker's death. If he had been still alive, it wouldn't have made $1 billion, and they'd still be making more anyway. So. Right.
Oh, I know. It's just a franchise juggernaut. Exactly. And,
right. I think it's just gonna move on. I think it's just gonna keep kind of rolling.
Yeah, and next week we're gonna sort of tie into, franchise trailer fan service. Like, is there too much like wink wink nudge nudge going on for us, like movie fans that we already know who freaking Han Solo and Chewbacca are, and like
I think it just
should is it reaching a broader audience? And we'll get into that a little bit more next week, and I think
that's a long time.
Yeah, and we'll start. I think we're going to start our top 10 favorite movies.
Right.
Possibly next week if we can get that rolling.
Just trying to narrow it down.
And
so real quick in theaters this week.
Oh yeah.
To end it off.
Yep.
We
already mentioned.
Right. Ex Machina actually comes out wide release tomorrow.
Yes.
today when this video comes out.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we'll be seeing that. We'll try and do a review next week when we do the show.
Yeah.
Another movie coming out, The Age of Adeline.
Age of Adeline. Okay.
Director Lee Tonal Krieger.
Lee Toland Krieger.
He did this. It was independent. Celeste and Jesse Forever. It was.
Okay, that was a Sundance one.
What's his name?
Andy Samberg.
Samberg, that's it. And then the Vicious Kid. I don't know. These two guys actually got pretty good reviews online, so I mentioned both.
The Vicious Kid is also out this weekend.
No, that's the director.
He directed.
He directed Celeste and the Jesse Forever,
and
then the Vicious Kid.
Okay.
Who actually got pretty good reviews online.
Okay.
So if you want to go see a romantic, it's like a romantic.
What's her name? Blake Lively.
Blake Lively.
Yeah.
She's in it. I guess she was on Jimmy Fallon, I think, recently. Anyway. So yeah, so if you're out to go see a movie with someone that you care a lot about, that's the movie to go see. So yeah, and then that movie's coming out, and then also another one called The Little Boy, starring Emma Watson.
Really?
Yes. I checked it. It comes out.
It comes out here?
Mm-hmm.
With Emma Watson, huh?
Emily Watson.
Oh, Emily Watson. That's two different actresses.
It is one. Yeah. It is different. By Alejandro Monteverde. It's his second directing movie. The first one was a movie, like a foreign movie that he directed.
Okay.
This is his
Little Boy.
Yep.
Okay.
So go see Ex Machina.
Yeah.
Please. Let us know what you thought of it.
We're gearing up towards Age of Ultron. If the whole movie isn't spoiled online.
Well, it won't be spoiled to us because we won't see it. So
exactly.
We're not going to watch it. I haven't watched any of the featurettes, thank God. So.
Nope.
I haven't been pulled in by that.
I haven't watched anything. I haven't read any reviews.
Nope.
We're going to the Marvel movie marathon in a few days.
27 hours.
Psyched. Mm-hmm. Every day I'm like, I don't know if I'll make it. I hope I do.
I'm ready.
I'm going to try.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be epic.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys.
All right.
Thanks for watching. And check us out on Facebook.